All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, what we're going to be going into is a live lesson that I did with a player who came in and was struggling with contact too far behind the ball, hitting heavy shots, and also heel strikes. So this is kind of how I would teach it, what we went through from an analysis standpoint, the drills that we gave him to do, and how we made everything better from a contact standpoint. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's get into it. Let's say, is there anything that we could see inside a setup that looks like the golf club might be moving too down or too far out?
The hands look really close, like
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah, I could see some of that. So I'd say, so like what you're pointing out right there, and I think this is an important part of it for your education is what do you see that might be making the golf club move too far that way? So let's start from down the line. Normally I'd always start face on, but I think we're going to see more of the issue from down the line right here. Okay, so
Mm,
there's a heel strike right
yeah.
there. Okay, so if we look at that, we run this through from face on. So you've always had that little shift off the
Yeah.
golf ball. You generally do a pretty good job of recentering it. So like you've got plenty of weight forward right there. That was one that we hit a little bit more solid. So kind of look at
Mm,
that right there.
mm,
Look at that right there. I think right there, I think we're just a little bit, we've got the hands just a little bit too close into us. We would say that this is getting around the corner at a higher rate than what our body is right there. So the first thing I would say is if you get into setup, what would be too far away from the golf ball for you? What's too far away from the golf ball?
there.
Right there. Now the next thing I'd say, if you're right there, make sure the club face is closed to the shaft. So this is what feels way too far away from it.
Yeah. Once I hit it, it didn't feel too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess my first question would be like, let's see, do we see anything different here? I would tell you, if we measure the arms again, so that's about 4 degrees with an 8 iron right there versus straight up and
Straight
down.
up and down.
Okay. I think that looks a little bit better, but what I would say is I don't want you to be so far away from it that your weight goes on your toes.
Okay.
Otherwise, that can also cause
Forward.
an
Yeah.
outward driver low point right
Right.
there, or make you want to rip it around and short arm it.
Yep.
Okay. So I would say that I like the way that looks at setup. Let's see, do we see anything different right here from 6 to 8? It's a little bit more behind.
Yep.
Definitely not moving towards the heel.
Yep. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. So at least we can say right there, I do think that the setup right there helps. I do think the setup right there helps. I don't think it changes everything, but I think it's a good starting point. So let's let you get comfortable with that. Way better. That one right there, I'd say the face is, that could be fractionally more. Yeah.
Okay.
That's at least square with the shaft right there.
Okay.
Okay. So we know if there's more closure than that, that there's somewhere we're either closing it somewhere in the backswing and the downswing, down through impact. If we just go straight to impact, all right, that's better. Okay, because we're at least right in here. What we're doing is we're getting the shaft angle
Yeah.
back on where the center started.
Yep.
Okay, you can see the shaft angle is basically the same as where it started at setup.
Okay.
I like that. I think there's a lot of good things inside of that. Now, if we were to look at this for things that I think that could still cause some of the heavy, what I would look at is I would say that this right knee is moving towards us a little bit.
Okay.
So you can see, so if the right knee is going out, it's going to be a lot harder for you to extend out of the shot.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Let's say I'd see the right knee. Okay. I think that's also keeping the right shoulder back a little bit more than what we'd like. That's at least better than where we saw it last time.
The other one was completely collapsed.
That's at least better than where we saw it last time, okay? Now, do I think this is still a little bit too low right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got a little bit too, I think we're just a little bit too into the ground still.
Okay.
Don't think, and this was kind of one of our other pieces that we've been talking about working on is extending out and through the shot right there. So I think our job is to make sure that the setup is on point, the face is close to the shaft, so that we can start to manage the extension, because the more that we have the ability to get our pressure forward, the more we have the ability to extend out of it. And the extension is also what allows us to work the grip around quicker.
Okay.
You stay back here,
then you gotta go.
Either it's going to be short armed this direction where it can be heavy, or you have to try and throw it out on its own. Versus if I'm moving it forward, can I see your club? So you can see, so if I'm right in here, if I'm moving more pressure forward, that's naturally going to move the club more out, which I can then offset with extension around and up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. So firstly, manage the setup so that we're not too close. Okay. Manage the club face. And once we manage the setup and the club face, now we can start to go into the extension pieces. All right, super excited to announce that I'm going to be doing my first golf school here in Miami, Florida at the JW Marriott Turnberry Resort, February 3rd with Rob Chaney. So we've got room for 8 players. There will be 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. Click on the link in the description below. We'd love to have you join us. So if you have any questions or you need anything, please let me know. Back to the video. I'll have you take that, throw it in your stomach right there. We're gonna go pressure forward. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to move this around you. So imagine right here, if this is 12, 11, 10, 9 is target line, 8 is over here.
Okay.
We're gonna move this towards 8. You have to do it with the rib cage. There you go, good. Okay, go like that a couple times. Up, and so you're gonna feel as well, you're gonna feel like it's going up to 8 o'clock. Good. Okay, one more time. Good. Cool, now stay right there. Relax your hands, extend this out. Swing it halfway back and get back to that point and stop it. I'm gonna take this guy to the finish right here, okay? I think that looks a little different.
Oh, yeah. Tons. Look at that.
Okay, so that would be what we would call, that would be extension right there.
Yeah.
So I'd say that right there is more what we want to look like. Now, the thing is, we're going to use that tool as a feel, because you could feel how you said the rib cage and the legs were driving you more towards 8 o'clock, or our destination right there. And we can see a really clear difference. So right hip's more forward, left leg's more extended, arms are more extended, chest is up, and the right arm and the club are in a straighter line right there.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. Okay, let's go do one more set like that. Just grip it. Yep, you're good. Grip it down just to the bottom of this. There you go, right there. Cool. And if you can, go to where it's left hand on top. All right, so go to the finish. So use the rib cage and the legs to 8 o'clock. Perfect. Okay, so the pressure forward, if we look at this, the pressure forward is what's going to move our low point forward.
Got it.
How we're going to manage the rest of it so that it doesn't just work down and out is we're working this around and up to 8 o'clock. So that's getting the hand path to work around, up and in to counter the down of low point.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
the down and the forward, okay? Swing it 3/4 the way back, get back to that point. Perfect, go a little faster. One more. Let's say if we looked at that right there, so we would say that we have a little bit of pressure forward, but we would say that the arms are starting to work around at a higher rate than the chest. Like, is there any purpose of extending if I'm right there?
Yeah, no.
It's getting more of that together.
Yeah.
Getting more of that together, and that's what I like about taking this and kind of putting it in your sternum and going, all right, I can't use my arms for this drill to get it here. How would I get this to rise? So if I know that I can get to this point, now I don't ever have a fear of lowering the golf club to the ball and going this way. That now gives me the freedom to get forward and lower the golf club to counter the up and the in that we're creating now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There you go. Good. Good job. I hope you enjoyed this video here. If you haven't, please click that subscribe button. You can also click the bell right there, and that's going to notify you every time that I release a new YouTube video. Also, if you haven't, check out that last video that I did. It's right here, pinned to the screen. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave those below, and I will make sure I get back to each and every one of you. So, thank you again. Appreciate your support. We'll see you next time.